Why is the right to silence important?
It's important because if you're being investigated by a committee or the police, generally speaking, you have a right not to incriminate yourself. So you have a right not to answer any questions. And this right is a kind of a sacrosanct right, and it's been preserved and defended for the last 300 or 400 years, even longer actually, I should say, across the democracies everywhere in the world, and in many other countries as well that are not democratic. It's your right to not answer any questions put to you when there's an allegation being made against you.
What does causation mean?
It's the relationship between the action and the ultimate outcome. So in civil law and criminal law, the punch to the person's face might in some circumstances might not cause an injury, but in other circumstances it could. So if the punch causes the person to have a broken jaw, well, that's causation proven. If it hadn't been for that punch, that jaw wouldn't have been broken. In civil law, it's pretty much the same thing. The event caused the outcome. In both civil and criminal jurisdictions, that's what causation means in its kind of barest terms.
Do police hate lawyers?
Some do. Most really don't. They understand that it's a system, that they're doing their thing, you're doing your thing. Where people hate each other, it's usually personalities. It's usually some maybe idiot cop and some idiot lawyer, who most people would regard as being idiots anyway, and their personalities clash. Those two can hate each other. But in the main, no, they don't, because they recognize that you have a job to do. I recognize that they have a job to do. I used to do their job. I do a different job now. But no, hate, no, not at all. Actually, the ones that might hate would be the ones who are never in court. They just they get their dislike of people from watching TV shows. But the cops that are in court a lot, they understand. It's a business. It's a business environment, and sometimes you're up, sometimes you're down, and they're but for the grace of God go I. But hatred, no. They're usually quite pragmatic, those guys.
What is criminal law?
Criminal law is a system of laws in nearly every country in the world designed to deter and to punish wrongdoing. It governs what's known as criminal offences. It decides what actions are prohibited in society, and if those actions are committed, then the persons who commit those actions are brought before the courts to be punished for those, or to be tried for those, and if they're convicted, then to be punished for it. But it's a system of laws designed to deter specific behaviours, and where those behaviours take place, to punish them accordingly on behalf of the public at large.
How long does cocaine stay in your system?
In your system, it can stay in your saliva for 2 days. Again, that varies. Could be a little bit less, could be a little bit more. It can stay in your hair follicle for up to 3 months, and in some professionals think many, many months. But at least in your hair for up to 3 months. So, you know, if you have to give a hair sample to your employer at some point in the future, you should bear that in mind. It can be there in saliva 2 days, in your hair up to 3 months. It stays there, yeah.